We are really delighted because this is the opening of Sea Change. We've curated Sea Change with the Royal Docks and the University College London. We've brought together artists and academics, all looking at this amazing situation where you've got this incredible history of the Royal Docks, and then we're bringing it right into the future, and where does sustainability go?
At a fundamental level, I think it's about how close some people have become to both the dialogue about climate change, but also people working as activists, both from an artistic perspective and also from an academic perspective.
The Royal Docks is a fascinating place because it is really a kind of pivot of the world. The most intense maritime traffic, the most dense connections with the entire planet create this network that makes the current world possible.
The work that you see behind us is called The Waves Are Rising. The piece basically is a live feed of the landscape behind us, and on that an animated reality plays out. The images that you see are renditions of how waves have been drawn over time, how people have imagined the water on land, and here is our version of reanimating its force.
There are millions of beings inside us, our kind of microbiome that we totally rely on. Our existence on the planet relies on a trillion of other species that make the gas we breathe, the food we eat, the materials we live in. And so in this 3D printed head that's been mounted on this tree, there are live bees. It's poetically picturing our interdependence with all the other species on this planet. We try desperately to separate ourselves from nature, and that sort of squeamishness and wanting to separate ourselves is kind of part of the climate crisis problem.
I worked with an incredible academic called Julia Tomei, who specializes in inequality and energy access, and a group of 12 participants who are learning English as an additional language. And together, based on our conversations and the workshops that we ran, we talked about what sort of access they used to have around energy in their home countries compared to what is available to them in London now. And behind me is an installation of 6 windsocks, which really reflects on those conversations. I think what really interests me in the climate crisis is how can we ensure that the decisions of what happens that inform our day-to-day lives don't only come from the top, and how do we democratize access to those decisions?
The work I made for this project is called Flotilla. Women weren't allowed to work on moving vessels until the 1990s, which of course is very recent. And in the video you see a group of local women stand at the front of a series of boats that are traversing the waters of the Royal Dock at night. I mean, the Royal Docks are really defined by working water. And working water in all its guises is deeply linked into industries. Industries are connected to big environmental questions. So also in terms of futures and sustainable futures, I think if there's a place one can really talk about forming different futures, maybe this is a good place to start.
So who is going to look at the future tide? Trying to look forward is more difficult, to see what the next tide will bring. This is what artists and thinkers do. This is what we have done in Sea Change.